Welcome, dear readers. A sense of losing hope has come to some of you, even as you resist it. Know that it is okay to feel the emotions that arise in these powerfully energetic times, as so much negativity is being amplified in the outer. Don't resist them or judge yourself when they appear, but rather simply recognize them for what they are, impersonal, and let them go. They can serve as perfect tools for practicing what you know. Much of what you are now witnessing in the outer scene is a three-dimensional response to false fear information being promoted through multiple media forms by those who stand to benefit from maintaining ignorance and fear in the majority. Many old and no longer relevant programs are breaking down in order to begin shifting into higher form, but to human thinking, it seems as if everything is regressing and getting worse. Those who do not understand what is taking place then react from their level of consciousness, which is often based in duality and separation. Spiritual evolution is unstoppable. The three-dimensional belief system that has governed life on Earth for eons must dissolve into its own nothingness, in order to be replaced by that which is of a higher reality. This has always been known by truth seekers, but many did not expect the journey from 3 through 4th and into 5th dimensional energy to be filled with so much chaos and confusion. Rather, they envisioned a gentle transition into a happy, peaceful world without troublemakers. Let go of any and all concepts you may still hold, with regard to what personal or global ascension should look like. Trust the divine plan to unfold as it will, for it is a process, a very powerful one that cannot be interfered with by those who simply don't like the idea. Individuals ascending into higher dimensional energy while remaining in their physical bodies has never before happened, and is being observed with excitement by those in other dimensions. If an individual were to integrate high-resonating energy all at once without preparation, he would die, because his physical system would not be capable of assimilating it. This is why you are experiencing a process wherein remaining dense energies clear from cellular memory, and at the same time, those of a higher resonance integrate. The speed, timing, and readiness for this is determined by each one's higher self. So never compare your process with that of another. Not all are ready in this lifetime for the full integration of 5th dimensional energy. In fact, they may be doing exactly what they came to do in this life, and attempts to enlighten someone when they are not yet ready will simply be interference. This is why it is important to let go of feeling the need to awaken friends and family in the false belief that you are doing them a favor. Always trust your intuition regarding who has ears to hear, and then you can lovingly share what you know. Occasionally the mind of someone newly awakened to energy and truth interprets the integration of the higher and different frequencies as being an invader and resists it, causing the person to experience pain, negativity, and often fear. As the mind becomes accustomed to the process, these things subside. Allow, dear ones. You have reached a readiness for allowing. Allowing does not mean giving up in the sense of being powerless, but rather means choosing to live each now moment from your highest level of spiritual awareness without attempting to heal, change, or correct it. It requires living truth 24/7, not just when it is convenient. In order to move into allowing, one must first understand it, because to human thinking, allowing makes no sense and seems contrary to three-dimensional beliefs about how to live a successful life. Allowing is a step in every person's evolutionary process as they attain a consciousness of one. This then allows them to live life from a place of trust and confidence, with awareness of the reality that underlies all appearances. You who read and resonate with these messages are ready to allow. Otherwise you would not be interested or even you understand this information. You have done the preparatory work throughout your many lifetimes. You have studied and practiced many different truths and had good, bad, and horrible learning experiences. You have lived in convents, monasteries and ashrams. You have been warriors and peacemakers, male and female, rich and poor, smart and stupid, healthy and sick, happy and miserable, free and slave. You are now qualified to accept the reality of who and what you are, and cease judging yourself by three-dimensional standards that have become obsolete for you. For lifetimes you have been taught, and even now, the world still teaches that your good is outside of you and you must do whatever it takes to get it. You are taught methods and techniques for attracting it to you, even in metaphysical teachings. So-called experts in all areas of life have been endowed with the power to determine your choices, which in reality is a surrendering of the innate power every individual has as a divine being. All must eventually come to believe and trust that they are made of God's substance, divine consciousness, and therefore, already embody everything that constitutes God: peace, harmony, abundance, safety and security, completeness, wholeness, intelligence, and that their reality is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient on every level. This constitutes absolute truth. Attaining the consciousness of it is what the journey is all about. Do not make the mistake some have made when learning about oneness with God, and then proceed to go about declaring that they need to do nothing because I am God, or everything is illusion. Just ignore it. This is very foolish because until truth becomes an attained state of consciousness, it remains just information and cannot manifest outwardly. Getting there is the evolutionary process. As truth integrates and becomes one state of consciousness, he or she will begin to experience God qualities in their personal life, qualities that have always been fully present but were not accessible through human thinking. Remember, consciousness is the substance of form. Example, a medical doctor who has attained a consciousness of his or her completeness as a divine being, will find the solution to some medical problem simply present itself to his awareness without struggle. Mind interprets consciousness individually. That is, the mechanic will not get a new idea for surgery, nor will the surgeon receive information on how to fix his car, unless he asks and needs it. It is time to claim your divinity rather than continuing to look at the idea of oneness as being simply a nice idea for those more spiritual than you. No one is more spiritual than another. None. The difference is that some know it and some don't. All are source expressing itself, for it is all that exists. Religiosity has come to be thought of as spirituality. The trappings, rites, and rituals of many religions will dissolve as mankind becomes increasingly aware that they are already one with Source and don't need religious hoopla to make it happen. There are those who will continue to need these things as a first step in their awakening, and so they will not completely go away, but for most, they will no longer be necessary. Every time you meet a challenge from your highest level of awareness, it becomes a part of the collective where it then can be accessed by others who may need this exact solution in their life. Because there is only one, everyone's actions and thoughts automatically become a part of collective consciousness. As the collective is increasingly fed with energies of truth and light, higher forms can begin to emerge in the outer scene. You help to lift the collective simply through ordinary acts done, or words spoken with spiritual awareness and love. This is the work. There is no need to become a world leader or guru in order to do what you came to do. It is simply a matter of living the truth you know about yourself and others in all situations, and as you do this, more awareness unfolds and opens you to new levels. Living truth is difficult during these times. Fear and anger make it very tempting to revert back to the familiar with solutions and thinking that worked in the past. However, the energy that once sustained many of these concepts no longer exists, making them unworkable. Each day brings increasingly higher light frequencies. You will feel them, but also, so will those still fully enmeshed in illusion, often empowering them toward some sort of outer action. Acknowledge the light within every person, especially those causing problems. Visualize flames of light surrounding the earth and send light from your sacred heart center to all of Earth's kingdoms, crystal and mineral, plant, animal, divic, elemental, nature spirit, and all people. Living life from this level need not be complicated. It does not require living alone on a mountaintop meditating day and night, although a few are still being called to simply hold the light. Rather, it is learning to live, be, and allow one's highest realized truth about God, self, and all life forms to govern your choices. You are silent, vigilant sentinels observing and standing guard over truth as you witness the play of illusion versus reality. You are ready.